the right side, that's the town of Hyena. Back in Elizabeth, Taylor's brother Howard had some property there. He tried to develop on it, but the state wouldn't grant him his permits. So he turned it into a hippie commune, and they called it the Taylor Camp. So that song playing in the background, that's a theme song to a 1957 movie called South Pacific I was telling you about, filmed right here on the island. So there's a sandy beach just off our right. We're going to cross right over the top of here. This is called Lumahai Beach. But in that movie, they called this beach the Nurse's Beach. This is where Mitzi Gaynor washed that man right out of her hair. As we head inland, if you look down on either side, you'll see some patties. Well, those are taro patches. Back in ancient times, there was no refrigeration, so in order to preserve the meat and fish, they had to salt it. Well, it comes out very salty when it's time to eat, so what they do is they take this taro root, they mashed into a paste. We call this poi. Now, if any of you have been to one of our Hawaiian luau's, you had the opportunity to taste that bland-tasting paste. However, I'm told it's not too bad. You take some of your meat and vegetables, dip it into the poi, and eat it together.
Let me say it, let the Orinoco flow. Let me reach, let me beach on the shores of Tripoli. Let me say it, let me say it, let me.
I love you, Willie.
Beach far beyond the yellow sea.
I love you too.
Off in the distance on the left-hand side, that's the town of Princeville. Closer in here is the town of Hanalei. We also have the famous Hanalei Bay and the pier. Now Hanalei means lei-shaped.
When we sound to be now in the shade of Avalon, from Fiji to Tyree in the Isles of Ebony, from Peru to Cebu, feel the power of Babylon, from Bali to Cali, or beneath the coral sea.
So coming into view out the right side, and I'll put this out the left side here shortly. In the center of that mountain, there's a 2,300-foot waterfall. It's called Vai Ole, which means the chanting waters.
Does it begin at the very top of that cliff?
It does.
Where does it end?
Just down, but see, the thing is, that's not really a true waterfall because there is no lake, river, stream, or pond that feeds that. What happens is we get these moisture-laden clouds, they get brought across the Pacific Ocean by the trade winds. Well, they get pushed up against that mountain face right there, and that squeezes the water out of the clouds like a giant sponge, and then it saturates all that ground up there, and that's where it picks to come running down. So there is occasions where it's dry. Also, all these other lines you see, whenever the clouds are really heavy and full of moisture, those become waterfalls as well.
Can anybody get on top of this mountain?
I'm sure if you wanted to, you could, but there's no real trail, so you'd have to make your own trail, and that'd be quite a bit of work, I think. Because all of that bright green looks like grass. That's actually called climbing fern. and it's about 6 feet thick. So that's about 3 times as tall as you are, and it would take a machete to cut your way through it.
Sail away, sail away, sail away, sail away, sail away.
Now, one of the questions I frequently get asked, and if you spent any time at all here on the island, I'm sure you've asked this very same question, and that is, why are there so many chickens on Kauai? Well, in the Filipino culture, cockfighting is very popular even to this day, so many of them raise their fighting chickens in their yards. We also used to have an egg-laying farm here on the island that provided the residents with fresh eggs, but in 1992, Hurricane Inike was a Category 5 hurricane that swept through the island, damaging or destroying many of those chicken coops. Well, they got loose. There is no natural predator. They breed like rabbits, and now we have a new island bird we call the chicken. Now this large mountain off to the right here is called Mount Waialeale. At over 5,100 feet, it's the second tallest peak on the island. It's also one of the world's wettest spots. There's a rain gauge up there, and some years it registers over 440 inches of rain. Just to put that in perspective, that's over 36 feet or 12 meters of rain per year. So an eruption millions of years ago, it blew out the east-facing wall of the crater here, giving us an opportunity to take a peek into the caldera, or the cone of an extinct volcano.
What, Ileana?
I couldn't hear you. What?
I just said wow.
Is it pretty, Josie?
Very pretty, honey.
Look out on either side and scattered throughout the island. You see those trees with the large flat canopies. Those are called albizia. Now many on the island will tell you they came from South Africa, but through a little research, this variety actually came from Indonesia. It was brought over in the early 1900s to forest some of the island. It's a rapid growing tree. Can grow up to 20 feet or 7 meters in their first year, 120 feet or 40 meters in their lifetime, but with this rapid growth they're very weak. So during some of our stronger windstorms they fall over, causing damages and blocking of the roads. They're also highly invasive. Just look around, they're taking over the island. So there's millions of dollars being allocated to the state to help stop the spread of this tree. Now what they're doing here on Kauai is they're taking that wood, turning it into wood chips. There's a state-of-the-art biomass electric generation plant that supposedly has an eco-friendly way of burning those wood chips, generating some renewable energy for the island. In fact, coming up on either side, you'll see some cleared fields. This is where they've recently eradicated those albizia trees. I only saw the movie once, and I was trying to pick out some landmarks I could point out to everyone, but I didn't get a chance to see too many. But that was Jurassic World. It was movie number 4 in the Jurassic Park movies, filmed right here on the island. There's a bright green grassy area. We're just about over the top of here. I can tell you some of those filmed right down here below us, but you can hardly tell that now, though. That's because we have an agreement with Hollywood. Anytime a movie production wraps up on the island, they have to leave the location equal to or better than the way they found it. So many times within a month or two of leaving, you can't tell that anything was ever filmed in that location. So coming into view at the left side, and I'll put this out the right side here shortly, we have the twin waterfalls of the Wailua Falls.
Kid, this one's for Gabby.
I remember those.
There was an old TV show, it was called Fantasy Island. That waterfall was seen in many episodes. It had Tattoo the little guy pointing up to the sky, saying, "Da plane, da plane." But more recently, season 3, last episode of The Amazing Race, the contestants, they zip line down from the top. Now, cattle ranching has also become a very profitable replacement for the sugar industry. I'm told that the restaurants on the mainland, they prize the Kauai beef because it's all grass-fed and free-range.
Bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere.
Well, Well, guys, that was our clearance to land, so I want to take this opportunity to say mahalo nui loa, or thank you very much on behalf of myself, Paka, and the rest of the ground crew there at Safari Helicopters. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did exploring the island today. I hope the remainder of your stay here on Kauai is a pleasant one, and we'll be on the ground shortly. Once we do get on the ground and everybody's off, don't run away. Hang out beside the helicopter on the grass. Have your cameras on and ready. There's going to be a chance for everyone to have some photographs taken beside the helicopter. The only thing I ask is please do not take off those life preservers. For safety reasons, we're not allowed to set anything on the ground out there. But if you don't want to see them in your pictures, just slide them behind you, wear them on your backside like a fanny pack.
Mahalo. Awesome flight, thank you.
You're welcome. So the Hawaiians, they don't have a word for you're welcome, so we say Aole Pelekia, which really means it was nothing.
What a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also.
Eliana, notice how the helicopter lands different from the airplane? How it takes off different? We just go straight up in the air.
Yeah.
I love you. I hear babies cry and I will learn much more. Then we'll know and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind.
Alright guys, be just 1 second here.
Where travel melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where